Okay, so we're gonna do our warm-up now. This workout that I'm gonna do is going to be a little bit different in that we're gonna be counting reps. Now, a lot of my clients hate any workouts where they have to count, but we're gonna do that. And other way. Now I'm going to tell you the reps and you can do that with me, or you can do that number of reps and go at your pace. One of the reasons I'm doing this is because this is a good workout that if you just have it written down, you can do this without a timer. So it's something that you can do easily on your own. It is a pure strength workout. You'll breathe heavy in it, but it really is about strength. So you can choose to do the reps as I tell you what they are, or you can choose to just go when I go, stop when I stop, and not count. But I will tell you what the reps are if you want to do it that way. And let's turn it around. And we're going to reach it out. I am just, as most of you know, I'm just coming back from having 7 weeks off from exercising because I had a hysterectomy, unfortunately, had to. So I'm rebuilding now. I lost a fair amount of muscle, which I can see even when I just look at myself. I know to some people they say, oh, you look great. I go, no, I don't look great. I look thin. But in fact, I did body composition analysis. I did lose muscle and gain body fat. And I can see it when I look at myself. And right ear to right shoulder. And part of it has to do with following surgery, even though I had the best laid plans for high protein intake to help me heal and all of that, I wasn't able to handle it. My bowels could not handle high protein. And look all the way to the right as far as you can. I would eat some protein, I'd feel better and have more energy, and then I was eating soup for 2 days. So. But I'm back to normal now, and I'm rebuilding. One more time to the right, and to the left. And chin to the chest, reach for the floor with your fingertips. Look up. Reach for the floor again, chin down, look up, and one last time. And this is when we go to our downward dog. Those of you that can't go to a downward dog, because you can't get on the floor, remember you're just going to hold on to something, do some dynamic stretching that way, and then just do a little stretching out of the calves. We don't want to do a lot of heavy stretching here. We're just preparing the body for work. Getting some kinks out. And we're going to step forward with the right foot, if you're with me. And back knee to the floor, hands behind the head, press the pelvis forward. And we switch it up, other leg forward. Back knee to the floor, hands behind behind the head, press the pelvis forward. And if you like doing a Hindu squat, you can go into that. Weight should be in the heels, but if not, you can also just hang over, stretch out that lower back, and we'll roll up. Okay, so our first round, we're going to start with deadlifts. We're going to do 18 deadlifts, then we'll have 30 seconds off. Then we'll do 16 deadlifts, then we'll have 30 seconds off. Then we'll do 14 deadlifts, then we'll have 30 seconds off. Then we'll do 12 deadlifts. We'll do 12 deadlifts, 30 seconds off. Then we'll go back to 14. And then we are going to go to 14 front squats. Is that it? Yes, that's it. Okay? So, deadlifts, remember. Oops, let me step back a little bit. That bell should be by the heels, okay? So we don't need a timer. You can follow me or you can count out your reps, but we're gonna start with 18, okay? So, and yes, I'm doing it this way, not with a real bent leg coming down, because especially with a lot of my people skew older, I want to make sure the lower back is protected. I also find that an area that needs to be worked more are the glutes and hamstrings, and taking this form will do that. And I just realized I wasn't counting as I was talking. That's a problem. I'm going to say that's 12. Okay, so now we have 30 seconds off. And then we're going to go to 16. I don't know if I did 18 there, but we'll make up for it. It'll be okay. I won't be able to talk as much, I guess. Okay. So now you're going to do those 16. Remember, I'm going to do it from the side this time. Take notice of the position of my shin. It shouldn't be here, right? It's got to be straight up and down. That bell has to be by the heels. Okay, we got 16. All right, that was 16 of the 30 seconds off. Then we're going to go to 14 coming up next. So again, we're doing that. See, if we do this, what automatically happens when you do squat like that is this tucks under, and you're not going to be working this, right? So that's why we got to be back like that. And your shin will tell you if you're in the right position or not. Okay, so we are down to 14. Get ready. There it is, 14. And I'm trying to keep my shoulders up as much as possible. All right, there's 14. We go down to 12 next. Now make sure the other thing is to finish off the move. When you come up, squeeze the glutes, tighten the abs, right? Finish off the move. Don't get sloppy and just end it here. It's going to be finished off every time. Okay, so now we're down to 12. And go. And notice that my feet are a little wider than parallel and completely parallel. In other words, I don't have my feet partially turned out. I see that a lot because there's a lot of hip weakness going on right now. People sitting so much with their jobs. And that's 12. So we're going to go back to 14. We're going to do 14, and then we're going to go right into, we're not going to take this 30-second rest. We're going to go right into front squats with the bell. And we're going to do 14 of those as well. All right. So we've got 14 deadlifts. Let's go. Now this is our last deadlift. We'll put it down, then grab it by the horns. We've got it right up here, right up by the chin. We've got 14 front squats. From the side. So my elbows come right down to my thighs. And I finish off the move. And we completed our first round. There's only 6 rounds in this. I don't know how long it takes to work out. All right, so we're gonna do something similar next. I'm gonna give you a choice though. We can either do, it's gonna be the same format. We can either do the tricep extensions, okay? We'll start with 16. 1, 2, 3. So we'll do 16, 14, 12, 10. Then we'll go back to 12, and then we do push-ups, go right to the push-ups, or chest presses with your bell. If you need to do push-ups against the wall, that's fine. But as an alternative, I'm going to show you some dips. So you can use any chair, as long as it's not going to move on you. You don't want something that's going to move on you. We actually use our benches that we have here in the gym. Just for where I set up here, I'm using these. But you can use, like I said, anything that's not going to move on you. And if you have a chair, you're going to be in front of it, right? Your hands are probably going to be more like that, right? If you have a bent leg, up and down, that's going to be easier than if you have a straight leg, okay? And up and down, okay? So I'm just going to give that as an alternative. I'm going to be holding these a little different because this is so rounded that my hand will probably slip down, so I'm going to be holding it from the sides. But if you've got a chair, you hold it just like that. And your butt should be close to it, up and down. You don't want to get way out like that. Okay? So what did I say we're going to start? We're going to start with 16. So you're either doing tricep extensions or you're doing these dips here. And you can switch it up too. You can change it with each time we come back to it. Okay? And let's begin. All right, that's 16. I'm going to take that 30-second rest, then I'm going back to it. I'm going to do 14. This round goes a little bit quicker. Those deadlifts take longer than what you think for. All right. We're going to get in position, so we're down to 14 now. Remember, that butt should be close to your hands. There we go. That's 14. Remember, if you have that bent leg, it's going to be a little bit easier, okay? Oops, I didn't start my timer. You will probably find that you have some soreness after doing this workout. But is that good soreness? Okay, so we're down to 12 now. Let's get in position for our 12. All right, then we've got 10 coming up. And if you feel like you want to go to the tricep extensions instead, go ahead and do that this next time. All right, what did I say? Yeah, we got 10. Let's get in position. I sort of lost count a little bit. I hope that was 10. Okay, so now, this time we go back to 12. We'll go back to 12, and then we're gonna go right into push-ups or chest presses. What am I gonna do? I guess I'll probably do push-ups. And you won't be able to do very many, chances are. Okay. So we're back to 12. And right to push-ups or chest presses. Let's see. I need to. Okay. just 6 push-ups. That is where I noticed I really lost some muscle. Since I've been back, obviously been going quite light, coming back to it slowly, but I have definitely noticed that push-ups that never used to be hard for me are hard. So that's going to be a rebuilding area. All right. So we've got squats, more squats, and sumo squats in this one. So we're going to do, reps are going to be a little bit different this time. We're going to start with 12 front squats, then we're going to go down to 10, then we're going to go to 8, then we're going to go to 6, then we're going to go back to 12, and then we're going to do those sumos where the feet are turned out. And I think we'll just do two-handed sumos. We'll do 20 of those, okay? All right, let me just have some water and we will go. All right. So remember that bell, I like it right up here. Don't let it drift down every time you squat. Keep it up here. And remember too, everything you do, make sure your feet are parallel, a little wider than shoulder width, and not like, you see how my feet are kind of haphazard like that? That's what I see a lot. But think about this. If your feet are like that, are your muscles going to work properly coming all the way up? No. You're going to end up probably coming up a little funny. Your feet are your foundation. If you don't have a good foundation, right, nothing else stacks properly. So make sure those feet a little wider than shoulder width and completely parallel. So we're starting with 12 front squats. We're going to bring that bell up, 12. Remember that shin, keep it perpendicular to the floor. All right, that was 12. We have our 30 seconds off, and we're going to go down to 10, okay? You probably will really feel this in the glutes tomorrow, which is a good thing. Glutes, and you'll definitely feel it in your triceps too. So remember, keep those shoulders up. In fact, I will go from the side again this time for our 10. Shin perpendicular to the floor, shoulders up as much as possible. We've got 10 reps. And let's grab that bell by the horns. 10. All right, that's 10. We go down to 8 coming up. Yes, as I had problems having the high quality, or I shouldn't say high quality, I had high quality food following my surgery, but I didn't have the protein that I needed because I was having to have so much just soup. Whenever you lose weight with something like that, it's going to exacerbate how much muscle you lose. All right, so we're down to 8 this time. Let's grab that bell by the horns. 8. And you see how I'm finishing off the move every time. See my pelvis come forward at the top. All right, that's 8. Now we go back to 12 coming up after our 30 seconds off. We go back to the 12, and then we're going right to our sumos, our 20 sumos. Front squats. Again, check the feet every time. All right, grab that bell. All right, we're going right into the sumos, so the feet have to be a little bit wider, and we're gonna try to keep the shoulders straight up and down. Try to press the knees toward the little toes. I'm at 12. And just as I'm here, I'm thinking, when you're doing those, make sure the feet aren't rolling forward, right? You should be on a flat foot with your knees pressing towards your little toes. All right, next round. We've got two-handed overhead press and upright rows. So, let me show you those. Let's see how our reps are gonna go on this. We're gonna do 14, 12, 10, 8. Then we'll go back to 12, I think. And then we're gonna go to upright rows. So how I like to hold the bell for the two-handed overhead press is like this. If you can see, it's like a goblet. My thumbs are here too, not under the bell. All right, so I think we can go ahead. We're gonna start with our 14. Let me do from the side, right by the backs of the ears, okay? And try to keep a nice strong core. Breathe. Okay, there's 14. I'm actually gonna got a little lighter bell for myself. As I said, up in this area is where I feel I've lost some of my strength. So we're down to 12 this time. Let me just go over breathing. Make sure you're not holding your breath, okay? So we got 12. So generally, whenever you're lifting something, the exhale is on the exertion, right? So here, you're breathing out on that exertion. All right, that was our 12. We're gonna go down to our 10 next. Ten seconds, and we will go down to 10. These two, even with these, make sure the feet are in the proper position, right? That's your foundation. All right, we got 10. I bring my feet a little closer together when I do these, though. I think that was 10. I got a little, I'm having to be extremely conscious of my breathing post-surgery, just for now. And in my case, the breathing, normally if I was showing you that exhale on the exertion, it would really be like a shh, a really forceful breath out. It kind of helps people get it. But post-surgery, I shouldn't be doing that. So I just have to kind of keep an open mouth, which for me, I really have to concentrate on to do that. All right, we're going down to 8 now. All right, here we go. Okay, that's our 8. So we're gonna go back, I think we're gonna go back to 10. And then we're gonna do upright rows look like this, right? We have a straight arm and feet are shoulder width apart or wider here. And you see on my elbows, I'm trying to come in a V around the face with my elbows. Okay, we'll go back to the 10 first and then right to the upright rows. All right. 10. Oops, I forgot to turn off my timer. Okay, and we go right to our upright rows. We'll get 14 of these, if we can. Ooh, Lordy. Okay, that is round 4 is done. All right. We've got lunges and then we'll do our high pull to squat. So our lunges. We're gonna do 22, 20, 18, 16. We'll go back to 18. And then we're going to do, and then we'll do 18 high pull to squat. So this will be a bit of a tiring round, I think. We will do it with the bell if you feel you can. We'll do it, yeah, I think we'll do those tactical lunges because we're doing so many of them. This is a time to try to get those tactical lunges. If you're not yet using a bell, however, just do your alternating reverse lunges. Just remember what I'm looking for in the lunge, ideally. I know that not everybody can do this, so you're gonna do what you can do. But this is the ideal lunge. Here, right? We've got a 90-degree angle in both legs. And reminder, when you do a reverse lunge, you don't switch weight back here, okay? You're not transferring weight. You're keeping the weight in the heel of that front foot, okay? This is just stabilizing you, that back one. What's gonna happen is when people switch weight to the back foot, they can't get a good lunge, but the other thing that happens, see, I'm doing it automatically too, the foot turns out. And I want you to look at when a foot is turned out when you're doing a lunge. Can we see how knee problem and ankle problem could ensue, right? So we gotta have that straight. And one of the ways you'll keep it straight is if you keep the weight in the heel of the front foot. Now, I recommend people that are struggling with this, get a chair. I don't have a chair here, but I have this, right? And you can use that, and you do what you can do. Alternate, remember, okay? Just do what you can do, take breaks when you need to. All right, what did I say we're starting with? 22. Okay. So, that's one. Reset each time, both feet together. And that's 22. All right, take our 30 seconds off, then we'll do 20. I'm gonna turn and face you this time. All right, let's get ready. So 20 is our count this time. Almost there. All right, there we go with 20. We are next down to 18. Seems like I thought of something I was going to tell you and have forgotten. But as long as you have your form correct. Oh, I know, nothing important. I was going to say, during this, I hope you have on some music that you can listen to. That's a good thing. Once you are sort of clear on how I'm doing the moves, I would encourage you to put on your favorite music. It is a little bit easier to work out when you got some music, keeping your energy up. Okay, what did I say? We're down to 18 now. Okay. And you don't have to keep up with my pace if it feels too fast. And that's 18. Did I just do 18 last time? See, this is what happens when I do these things, I forget. I think that was supposed to be 16. Wait, no, that's right, 18. Right, 22, 20, 18, that must be, right? And so now we'll go to 14, right? Yeah, we'll go to 14. I'm sure you'll let me know if I messed it up. Oops, I forgot to set my timer. That's okay. We'll just see what it feels like. Okay, let's get ready to go back to our 14. Down to our 14. Okay, and let's do this. Step back a little bit. And that's 14. Okay, so now we're gonna go back up to our 16, but following that, we go right into high pull to squat. So that's the one with the bell. Then we have the squat and swing combination, okay? So remember, squat, knees to elbows if you can get it, lead with the butt going back. All right, but we come nice and deep. The swing is just a hip hinge, okay? But a good hip hinge. All right, so we're going back to 16 now. 16 and right into high pull to squat. And we've got our high pull to squat. I'm gonna stay at this angle, so hopefully you can see we got our squat. And swing, that's one. Last one. Okay, we're on our last round coming up. So, what we got? So we're gonna have bicep curls. We're gonna start at 16, that's gonna be our highest. We're gonna go 16, 14, 12, 10, I think we'll go back to 14. And then we're going to do those figure eights. Okay? And we'll see how many of those we'll do. Probably about 16. Okay? A few more seconds and then we'll go those bicep curls again. This will be our last round. Okay. So what did I say? We're starting with 16. Remember, it's very important with bicep curls that you're not holding it by the horns of the bell. Those handles, those are called horns. It's not held by those, it's held under the ball of the bell. Okay? And let's do this. And I've got my shoulders back. I even like to have my chin up. And that's 16. So we'll next go down to 14. Remember when you're doing that, try to get a full range of motion down here, not to just stop, not to just be here, okay? We want to create more of that long, lean muscle. 14 next, last round. I'm using a little lighter bell today than what I would normally use. I'm trying to be very good about rebuilding slowly. We got 14. All right, there's our 14. Now we're down to 12. It is, I guess it's going to take us just about an hour to get through this workout. So, but there's also a lot of rest in this workout, right? All right, we're down to 12. There we go. That's 12. We're going down to 10 next. That will be the smallest number that we go to. Then we're going to go back to 14. Okay, we ready? Let's do that 10. All right, there was 10. Then we're going to go back up to the 14. So one of the reasons that I like to put my chin up is when I'm doing these. If you put your chin up, you're gonna feel you actually get a little workup, a little secondary workup here too. And I am a big believer, pecs are something that women, it really creates a much better look, a more youthful look when we work on our pecs here. And unfortunately, it is definitely one of the areas that I lost in during my 7 weeks off. And always we begin again, right? We just have to rebuild. Okay, so we're back to our 14. Oh, and right into figure eights after that. All right, so we can go right from here, get our feet wide apart, and then I think we'll go to our 16 figure eights. And you're done. That's my in-person boot campers here. And they go, come on, where are you going to say it if I don't say it? So what I'm going to encourage you to do is write, when you do this again, if you didn't do it this time, write these reps down. And then you have a workout there that you don't need anyone for. You don't even really need a timer for. I was keeping those breaks at 30 seconds. But as long as you're not having it go on too long, you're fine. Okay, so, but it's just those reps. It's those progressively lower, then jumping up back to a high number of reps, and then you go into either an opposing exercise, working opposite muscle groups. That's a way that it can also be done, or working the same but in a different way. Okay, so hope you enjoyed it.